Hello, welcome back. It has been 2 months now since we moved out to the country, and I wanted to come on here and share an update and share some of the things we've been up to over the last couple of months, share a bit about why we decided to move out here, and show you a bit of our property, a bit of our new home here in the country. We've done a lot in this time. We've established a veggie garden. We have begun to grow our own veggies. Alex built the planter boxes. This was a big project. He built one big planter box and he did such a good job at it that we were like, let's build another two. And we moved at the start of spring, so we really needed to kind of move quickly to get things going while it was the right season, the right time to plant things. So we have 20 different fruits and vegetables that we've planted, and I will have them all in a list below so you can go check it out. So I won't talk you through everything that we've planted so far, but yeah, we have lots of lettuce, we have lots of carrots, we've got all kinds of things that we've planted. It's really exciting, and it's so exciting to see things grow. Each day you go out there and you water it and you start to see things just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's really quite incredible. So I've really been enjoying the gardening. We also got a ride-on mower, so we've been mowing the lawns and just having a lot of fun playing outside in nature. This was really a big part of the reason why we decided to move out here, was to be closer to nature, to live on the land and to live a bit more of a simple, slower and more sustainable lifestyle. That's really been my feeling over the last few years in particular, is just this desire to live a more simple life, to live a more slow life. And it's really interesting noticing how hard that can be to make that transition. I mean, on the one hand, it feels so natural. I just love getting outside and getting my feet on the earth and just feeling more connected to nature. But then there's still this part of me, having lived in the city for my whole entire life, that is just feeling this like urgency, and I have to rush, and feeling like I need to be busy all the time. So that's been a big learning curve for me, is like practicing slowing down more, practicing really appreciating this slower lifestyle that we've begun to adopt. And that being said, we have had to move quite quickly because we needed to plant things straight away. We needed to get things built. We've got some chickens arriving in the next few days, so Alex has been really busy building a chicken coop. We had his dad down to help us build that, and I've done little bits and pieces to help out as well, but that's been another big project that we've been working on. I've been really busy with unpacking and organizing things. I shared a video recently of our pantry organization, and this was so much fun. I've always dreamt of having a really nice, neat, organized, big pantry as well. We moved from a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's really nice having a bit more space. And it's just really fun to be creative. This is another reason why I was so excited to move here, is to create things that feel really meaningful. I am a creative person. I've always loved making things and creating things. And so it feels really meaningful to be not only creating content and filming and recording podcasts and having the space to do all that now, but also to be making things with my hands and to be building things and helping Alex as well. We've been spending a lot of quality time together building things and creating things, so that's been really enjoyable as well. And we both have our own little office setups here, which is really nice. I'm very busy with my own projects, like recording a podcast and making YouTube content, making content for social media like TikTok and Instagram. And so it's really nice to have my own space here in the office. And I'm also writing a book at the moment. I felt inspired and called to create a book. And so I'm really grateful to have this space where I can just kind of go into my own zone, have my own space to just create whatever things I'm working on and that I want to create. So I can pretty much do all of my work remotely, which is great. Alex is a personal trainer, and so what he's done is he's condensed his clients into 2 days, so Friday and Saturday, and we just travel back to Melbourne once a week. And for the time being, it's working for us to travel to Melbourne once a week to do some work, to see some clients. We also have this beautiful living space. Instead of a TV, we have a projector. So we've been really enjoying having some cozy projector nights, watching things on the big screen. It feels like we've got our own little home cinema, which is really nice. And then we also have the front room, which has the fireplace. We've had some friends come to visit us and we lit a fire, and it was just really nice to get all cozy and to sit in front of the fire. That's definitely going to be much needed in winter. It gets really cold. When we first moved in here, it was spring had begun, but it was still really cold, and so we had to really rug up, and it was really nice to have the fire a couple of times. It's started to get warmer now, so we probably won't light the fire again until winter next year, but I'm really excited to have some really cozy nights in front of the fire with the projector up. It's just something else. We then have our kitchen, which I've told you about, and we have a dining space connected to the kitchen, which is really nice. Alex and I did a really cute little dumpling making date recently where we sat down at the kitchen table and we made a bunch of dumplings and we watched the sunset and we had the projector on. It was just so much fun. And then you have our bedroom, which is probably one of my favorite rooms in the house. It is so beautiful. It gets the morning sunlight. The sun rises through that side of the house, and so it's just so nice to have the sun coming in first thing in the morning. I found that we've been waking up quite early because of the sun coming in, which I'm okay with. I don't mind that. And actually, that's another thing that has been really nice about living in the country is that it gets so dark at night. It is like pitch black. As soon as the sun has set, it is so dark because you don't have street lights. We don't have any street lights, and we're not close enough to other properties or other houses that you can see their lights. So it's actually completely dark, and I kind of like that. It's a bit weird at first, but I really like having the pitch black. It just means that we're going to bed earlier. We end up hopping in bed around 8:30, 9 o'clock most nights. And we read. We just sit in bed and we read, and it's just so cozy. So yeah, the only light that you really have is the moon, the moonlight, and then you can also see the stars, which is really beautiful. The quiet is another thing that I really love about living in the country. It is so quiet. We do get some cars driving along our street, but for the most part throughout the day you don't see anyone, you don't hear anyone. It is just the sounds of birds, the sounds of nature, and occasionally the sound of the lawnmower when my husband is mowing the lawns. But for the most part it is very peaceful and very quiet. What else can I tell you? We are on about 2.5 acres here, which is 1 hectare. And it's the perfect amount of land for us to feel like we have lots of space and to feel like we have, we're quite isolated, which is what we wanted. But at the same time, it's not too much land that we have to maintain. And in fact, it actually feels like we're on bigger land because the neighboring properties are mostly farmland. And so they have cattle in the paddocks, but you can't see any houses close by. So it really feels like we're on bigger land than we are. But we're also quite close to town. We're only about probably a 15-minute walk into town. Very small, there's not much here. And I really like that. I like that small country town feeling. And then if we want to go into a bigger town, it's about a half-hour drive. So it's not too far if we need to go get supplies or do our grocery shopping, that sort of thing. And I also love that we have cows on the neighboring properties. They're not our cows, but we get to see the cows and we get to appreciate and enjoy having the animals there, but not being responsible for them. And the other really cool thing that happened is we had a koala. It was so magical. Oh my goodness, it was one of the most surreal moments of my life. Alex and I were sitting at the kitchen table and he looked outside and he was like, oh my gosh, I think that's a koala in the tree. And so we both went outside and we were very quiet, but we think that we gave the koala a little bit of a fright because it climbed down the tree and it ran across the grass, it ran across our lawn, and then it climbed another tree. And I think I got it all on camera, so I'll put the footage in here, but it was so surreal. And this is what really made me feel just so grateful to be able to witness this beautiful wildlife, this amazing Australian wildlife, and to be so close to it and have it so close to home was really quite magical. We do have quite a few gum trees around the property, and so hopefully we'll get more koalas. We also think that we may have a resident wombat because we've noticed a big wombat hole down towards the end of the property. So haven't seen the wombat yet, but we've definitely seen that there has been a wombat because of the big hole. And I think that's kind of the main updates that I wanted to share with you. I am hoping to do some relaxing, cozy, calming style country vlogs, and I'll show you a little bit more of our lifestyle, what we get up to, that sort of thing. I want to share some gardening updates and share how things are growing and what else we're working on, what else we're up to. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was interesting. I find these sorts of videos really inspiring, watching people who have done these sorts of things that are a little bit outside of the norm. I find it really inspiring. There's a few YouTubers that I love to watch who build their own tiny houses and build their own log cabins and live out in nature, and it's just really nice to see these sorts of things because I feel like it gives you ideas about what you want to do with your life and how you want to spend your time and your precious energy and what kinds of things, what kind of lifestyle you want to live. So I hope that this has been interesting or inspiring for you if you're wanting to adopt a bit more of a slower, more intentional, more mindful and sustainable and simple lifestyle as well. So thank you so much for watching. I trust that if you enjoyed this, you'll give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. You can find all of my links, my podcast, everything I'm up to down below, and all of my social media as well. I'm sharing lots of updates on TikTok, on Instagram, all of the places. So thank you as always for being here. Thank you for being you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Oh, I forgot to mention that Alex and I also have our own YouTube channel where we're sharing all kinds of things that we're up to, sharing updates of the property, things we're building, making, growing, all of that. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave that linked below as well. And that's it. All right, bye. I always forget about my tea because I'm too busy talking, and I always talk with my hands.